Evening. Yeah. Right, was I playing this before? Yes, so let's continue. Now nobody is asking, well, if your plasma TV still works, why aren't you playing a real C64? Yeah, you prick mad Commodore. Because the composite video, I presume S video as well, and possibly even the SCART RGB inputs, they're all a bit fucked on this TV now, as well as the RF input. Yeah, that's also fucked. So all the analog stuff is fucked. You get like, you know, weird like glitches and shit like that. So I'm glad I answered your question. Grand Prix. Dum da da dum da da, copyright strike if you use that music. Actually, I did have some coffee. Didn't I make coffee? I'll make coffee. Now there was a skiing game in what do you call it? CMVG, which I do remember typing in on my VIC20. I think it was CMVG. What's the matter, Aslan? Aslan is shitting himself over something at the moment, I don't know what. In cars, do 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 do. That's actually a pretty good rendition of the first 8 fucking notes. Couldn't you stretch it another byte to make it 16 or something? Anyway. Okay. It says push 5 to start, it says press return. Day, thank you. I have problems with night driving. 1 out of 2 will do. Ah, bollocks. Yeah, after all that, I thought, yeah, this is going to be a good game. This is going to be commercial quality. You can obviously fake smooth scrolling on the VIC20 because you can do it on the Amstrad, although that's a bitmap screen. You can do it on the VIC20 the same way you fake parallax scrolling. You have like 8 definitions for, although 8-way smooth scrolling would be a bit difficult. Every character would have to have 8 by 8 different definitions, or at least 4 by 8, which is 32. That's a lot of definitions there. You played Grid Run already. What's this Grid? Is this Grand Prix the same? Please be a different one. Da 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 da. Hey! Very precariously balanced, buddy. I've only got one camera. Anyway, playing games on a little screen. Yeah, I prefer playing games on the big screen. However, the largest screen worth of shit that I've got is, I think it's 24-25 inch CRT. Is someone coming in? Hey! Hey! I thought I closed the bloody door. You stay there, mate. Can't have the door open. Oh, bloody hell, how did you get in here? Oh, you little shit. Man. Come on, out you go, come on. There you go, this is Amica, say hello. You putting your weight back on, didn't you there? You Amica, darling. know why this door doesn't close properly. It's the mechanism for the whatever they're called. Hey. Right, so it's time limited. No, fucking. See you at the finish line. See you on the other side probably, right, that and that. No, that's the keys it said. I'm sure that's the keys it said. The joystick? No. Just by random chance. We just moved. Okay, it takes ages to find. And that's not the other one. Why am I so far up the fucking screen? Of course he's gonna crash it. This is shit. Yeah, another nice thing would be if you could map keys on the keyboard to the joystick. I mean, it's just a fucking emulator. You couldn't do that on a real VIC20, so yeah, low standards, mate, for this. Are they called retro games or something? Anyway, Farty motorbike, that says it all. Grave robbers. Or is this going to be an undiscovered Ghosts and Goblins knockoff? Actually, I should put Popeye for the VIC20 on here as well. I don't know of a website that's good for like VIC20 homebrews. I tried looking for that Denial website on Sleeping Elephant. I couldn't find it, and I was like, maybe don't exist anymore. I don't know. Don't just hate it when you get a tiny puff of smoke and then it goes out. Fuck you. I'll tell you what the command is. Command is fucking exit game. I'm not playing that kind of shit. Fucking grave robbers. I should have called it Grave Adventure. Fuck you. See, I'm pissed off with that kind of thing because I bought Altair 4 and I could only see the front cover. I was like, why doesn't it say fucking adventure on there? I hated that game. It was text only adventure. It had nice artwork on the cover, but Hunchback on the C64 is brilliant. Hunchback on the VIC20 isn't all that it could be or should be. Leave it at that. So that's another cock up by Ocean. Which is Jumping Jack by Livewire. It's not 3D. Don't get excited or anything. Okay, I've got no idea if this is working. He used to have a disk access icon for the D64s, but doesn't seem to do that anymore. I don't know why. I haven't turned anything off. Ooh, is that a bit of paint on the 1981 dining table? It is a bit of paint. You asshole. Been on there for ages. Alright, that wasn't loading music. Obviously had to play that rubbish rendition of the Star Wars tune for some reason. Yeah, it is live wire. See more paint. Is there paint underneath you parts? I don't know what it's about with anything too acidic there. This dining table's wicked, and I can't even use it. Yeah, I think this room is number 3 on the list. I think I have to do the extension, and then this. So it's kitchen, which I'm doing now, and then this bedroom, second bedroom, because I'm not leaving the house at Christmas. No way, I'm not doing that. And then, like I said, third one is extension, and then I can do this room. See, I can either do this room. Oh God, please. Oh right, or joystick. Thank fuck for that. How could you miss letters that big, Matt Commodore? I wasn't looking at the screen. I was looking at how much work I've got to do in here and weighing it up with how much work I've got to do in the hallway. No, the only thing I don't have to do in the hallway, probably better that I don't do it after I plan to do the hallway, is all the painting on the walls, all the skirting boards, picture rails, coving, ceiling, door frames obviously, not doors, we're not ready for the door. The doors will probably be the last thing I'll do. Bloody hell! This is good. There is a bit of a delay. Bloody hell. I have to account for the delay, innit? See, I'm pushing it forward. See, where's he got? Oh, it's just gone straight. He don't even get a splat. Well, he's unexpanded. This is impressive for unexpanded. Very tricky to account for the delay. That's a shame. You get less delay on Astro Wars. I'm getting the first one's going to be a bitch. It's kind of important being able to stop. Ah no, I could have done it there. Oh, we're out of time, are we? What happened there then? See, I pushed forward. You heard it, you heard the... Ah, that's my mistake. You hesitated, mad one. It's kind of all about lining yourself up, but the time limit is quite tight. Just in case you can't hear my voice, I'm going to do the first one first, but we are running out of time here. Oh man, I've been on the edge of the log before, so I don't know if that was a time limit thing. Yeah. I'll push back, can't you go back? You can go back. You can also get killed if you touch the score. Ah, see, I pressed once. Yeah, I'm just going to admit defeat on that, but that's like trying to draw a nice picture with a duff felt tip. Yes mate, that's I wonder where laser zone must be expanded. Right, King Tut. I wonder what insector is. That sounds like a shoot 'em uppy kind of name. Amiga is complaining. I'm complaining too. Serenity now, insanity later. At least the screen's kind of lined up. Yeah, so I can't even play the NES 500 in one anymore, unless I put a small CRT somewhere. Ah, Romic. Let's have a look then. You want to see the instructions? Yes, please. Defend the humanoids on the planet's surface against the insect creatures of Terran. Press a key. You're not supposed to say that. You are the commander of the surface patrol fleet. Your mission is to protect the humanoids from the creatures' minions. That doesn't make sense. I can't do the voice anymore, you'll have to read it yourself. I can't work out what game this is ripping off yet. Defender possibly? What? Scramble clone, you reckon? Oh, I hope this works. Okay, F1 start game. Alright, okay, so it's loading the rest. Actually looks quite nice. That'll make a very Buck Rogers display if you ask me. Very Buck Rogers indeed, sir. Now I did try watching some Red Dwarf on the plasma. I don't really like Red Dwarf anymore. I know it's funny, but you know the special effects are like they're below current millennial qualities. Special effects, they're not really any better than Blake 7. The special effects, let's put it that way. I expect better like a decade later, maybe a decade and a half. So you know when they're not up to Thunderbirds levels. The Thunderbirds like model stuff and sets, they were awesome. I'd never watched Thunderbirds, but if someone did like some videos with just like the epic like model scenes when not so much the action, just like things like when hangar doors are opening and some futuristic like aircraft turns up. Oh, F1 is start game, it did say that. Ah no, it's non-scrolling. Ah, come on, mate. This is rubbish. Dad, this is rubbish. I don't want this one. Yeah, excuse me, mate. We try and do palm off this shit. My dad never talked like that. I didn't talk like that as a kid. Can't remember what I talked like, but I can't remember I didn't talk like that. Jogger something software. I reckon that's a Frogger clone. Some prick in a shell suit. I think that was later in the 80s. Actually, I hate it when people say, that's so 80s. Because from the start of the 80s, which was pretty much late 70s, nothing had changed much between the mid to the late 70s either. Yeah, no. Maybe in America you got microwaves, but yeah, over here nothing really changed until sort of like the early to mid 80s, that transitional period. So you've lost a third of a decade there already, where things have stayed the same for like 10 years roughly. Paramount software. And also, you know, furniture was still made of wood in the early 80s. You wouldn't buy a glass desk in like 1982. It's not something that would be on sale. Maybe a dining table, but not a desk. Your desk would look similar to, like, you know, the style of desks for the last 5 years. So when you put a Commodore 64 on a desk like the one I had, which was actually a hand-me-down from my sister. Let's think about this for a second. I think I got that desk in 1984. Yeah, I think. Anyway, we had that desk for a long time actually, right up to 1989. Used to be in the third bedroom. And my mum threw it out and she didn't bother to open the drawer, and there's all these cassettes in there, like music albums. Luckily, I had like a CD player, so I probably would have bought them on CD, or I already had in some cases. Yeah, so it's a completely different thing. And the late 80s is like the shit 90s, fucking stupid graphics with stupid colour combinations. And by graphics I mean I presume we're playing the game. Right, so there's something weird going on with the joystick, so it must be keyboard only. So I'm pushing forward, it's not going forward. I'm pushing every direction except right, and it won't do anything. I'll go right. This is really stupid. No, not a single is fucked. It's a shame. Although jumping jack look better, I suppose. Yeah, we're gonna play King Tut, weren't we? Kong, just Kong. We're confident. We're gonna call it Kong. Actually, you were allowed to do a game called Kong, but you couldn't copy the actual gameplay of Donkey Kong, the arcade thing. So there's nothing wrong with using the word Kong in the title, because stupidly Universal had not renewed the copyright or something, so Nintendo didn't have to pay whichever movie company owned the rights to King Kong. They didn't have to pay them anything. Where's my cat gone? Oh, he's behind me. Ah, great fucking full-on pet graphics. They're shit pet graphics. I don't mean pet ski, I mean literally what you see on a Commodore PET. Kong has climbed, blah blah blah. I just want to see the graphics now. No joystick. The next program is being loaded. Why don't someone do Rescue on Fractalus on VIC20? That'd be really fast actually, because it's only got half the amount of pixels to piss about with. You look super blocky, but yeah, anyway. Let's try Log Run. It's obviously a Frogger knockoff. Maybe we can find a decent Frogger clone. Who knows, mate? Indeed, sir. No jokes about laying down a log. All terminal software is not the one I'm thinking of. I think that was called Logger anyway. Oh yeah, a couple of knobs knocked on my door last night. I'm like, what the fuck? Bunch of fucking, well, they look like they were in their late teens, but they're probably in their early to mid-20s. And they look like fucking millennial idiots anyway. They're like, it's a carpenter! And I'm like, well, first they were just knocking on the door, and I was like, I'm not opening the door, putting a face mask on, bollocks to that. So I was like, yes. I had to say it twice, yes. Ah, is the car for sale? And I'm like, no, sorry. Fucking, why would my car be for sale? Even if someone hardly ever uses their car, although in the last week I have turned the car around, it's facing the opposite direction now, and it was facing the other way for about 4 months, because I parked it that way twice in a row, because I usually park it that way, and it was that way before I used it. So I was like, why do people keep asking me? I know they're fucking hard to find. They're really hard to find, because I would buy another one that's reliable. Well, it doesn't have as much work to do on it. Did actually find one, but that was automatic, and on the last 3 MOTs it had an advisory for a gearbox leak. Not enough to fail the MOT, but doesn't mean it's not going to have a problem with a bloody automatic gearbox. I did have the electric sunroof. Well, it's not going to be a manual one, is it? On a bloody, I think it's a V reg, that one. Yeah. Didn't have the correct wheels, although obviously I would swap the wheels over. What am I supposed to do? Okay. Oh, it's keyboard only, innit? So now I've got to know what the keys are, go up and down. Which luckily I did find out. So I don't have to waste any more lives on that bit. Because you're moving character blocks, this isn't as good as Astro Wars. Why are there no barrels coming up now? Hang on, what am I supposed to do then? I'm at the top of the screen. Right, that's the end of that one. Massively inferior to Astro.